So Marcus Rashford gets his wish and goes to Barcelona, his dream move. And I think he's going to absolutely smash it there. I do. Marcus Rashford's going to be playing with Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal couldn't get a kick for Man United. Out of the squad, out of favour, needs a new challenge by his own admission. It's gone stale. He needs to get out. Goes on loan at Villa for half a season. Does all right. Does all right. And everybody laughed at Marcus Rashford saying that he's never going to get that move. Saying, who does he think he is? Saying he hasn't earned that move. Saying he's on too much wages. Saying they're never going to pay for that. Saying he's only second choice to Nico Williams. All of this stuff. Well, who's had the last laugh? It's Marcus Rashford. It's Marcus Rashford. And you know what? Good luck to him. Good luck to him, man. I'm not one of these Man United fans that want to see him do poorly or see him continue to flop. It's actually very sad what's been happening, like why he's ended up in this position where he's lost his way. I don't want to see that. But what I will say is when we deep it, we have to look at the facts. He's going to the La Liga champions. They're going to be competing for the Champions League, obviously. Yeah. Lamine Yamal on one side, Lewandowski up front. Yeah. Pedri and Gavi, Frankie de Jong. In the 10, Rafinha, if you want. Yeah. And Rashford on the left. Mate, I don't care what's gone on before. Yeah. I don't care about bad attitudes and all of these things that have happened in the past. You cannot look at that as a front line and be like, if Rashford's not in the mood on the left-hand side in a top team like Barca on the front foot, and you got Lamine Yamal on the other side, that's a very big problem. That's a very big problem. And Barcelona, and in Hansi Flick's system as well, he's going to demand a lot from him. He's going to demand he works his backside off, obviously. He's going to demand certain set of standards and principles. He's going to a mammoth football club, one the same size as Manchester United. Depending on who you talk to, some would argue that it's bigger. Some would argue that, it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man United, but they're the big three anyway. Yeah, everybody knows that. Liverpool, obviously, in it, and Bayern. Yeah, but this is mammoth settings, and actually in La Liga as well. If Anthony went Betis and banged, Anthony, bro, at Betis. Yeah, let that sink in. So if Anthony can lock in and just have a decent mentality and work hard for Real Betis and do well in that league, what could Marcus Rashford do in a Barcelona team that's lit? Listen, man, you have to call it as it is. And actually, this is another thing I've always stood on as well. And shout out to the guys at Talksport laughing at me with Rory Jennings and a couple of others on the show where they took my take and they replayed it in a show because I was on my show and I said, oh, Marcus Rashford's going to be in the England squad, and he's going to get his move and stuff like that. And I was met with, what planet you on? He's never going to get that move. How's he going to get in the England squad? This, that, and the other. I'm like, just because it's gone shit at Man United, Marcus Rashford still has stocks, bro. Marcus Rashford, there's still a good player in there. How consistently you're going to see that player, how consistently he's going to perform, how well he's going to lock in mentally. Those are the variables that you don't control, right? But what is a well-known fact, if anyone knows football, is that Marcus Rashford, when he's on it, is on it. And I think that's a scary proposition, for Barcelona to have. It really is. Lamine Yamal cutting in from the right and Rashford cutting in from the left, bro. With Lewandowski in the head of that. Who wants to be against that? And listen, again, I'm not even doing this from the Man United perspective. Like I said, this is the football flex. This is just the neutral talking, so I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, I don't care what went on at Man United. Man United got their own issues, and it was right for Marcus Rashford to leave. But the upgrade is ridiculous. He's going to play for Barcelona, bro. And for everyone who said about the wages is too hard, he took a 15% pay cut, and Barcelona are covering it all. He took a 15% pay cut. So people questioning, where he's at. Obviously, he's made mistakes. Yes, he has. Yes, he's made mistakes in his career. Is this the time? Is this the time where Marcus Rashford can lock it down and become the player he was always meant to be? What is Rashford? 27 now? think he's 27. 27 years of age. This is the last chance saloon for Marcus Rashford to like have the career he's meant to have. This is it. This is it. He's got a chance on loan with an option to buy. He needs to make sure he plays football like he's never played it before and enjoy himself and understand the opportunity he's got, which I think he will. I think he does. I think he'll truly be humbled by going there. I don't think he's going to stroll around the pitch looking miserable and not try. I think he's going to be at it. Honestly, when you actually deep it, from being exiled at Man United for the last season, falling out with the manager, not looking good, going out in Belfast and just doing silly things, yeah, to go into Barcelona and a team that finished 15th that didn't want him, he's now playing for one of the best teams in the world, bro. People had Barca down to win the Champions League. You know what I mean? One of the favourites alongside PSG. They got the best player in the world playing for them in Lamine Yamal, one of. But future Ballon d'Or winner, easily. Do you know what I'm saying? Scary team, scary manager. And Hansi Flick sees something. He sees something. He's like, listen, that Rashford, I see something here. Everyone else at Thomas Tuchel sees something. Unai Emery saw something. So it's not like everyone says, who's going to want Rashford? What are you saying now? And people think maybe, I don't know, maybe you might say, oh, you've hated on it. I've never hated on Rashford. I've just called the situation what it is, which is sad. He's a Man United boy, Manchester through and through. And I wanted it to work out. But it was very evident that he needed to leave. Very evident for all parties, for everything involved. He needs a clean slate. And clean slates don't come any cleaner than going to the new camp, bro. Well, they're not in the new stadium yet, but you get my drift. I just got visions of him in Champions League, him in Classico. Him in Classico against Trent. Trent left England, thought, right, I don't have to see Rashford. I don't have to see that Rashford chop ever again. No, I'm going to buck up on you, bro, in the Classico. And even from an English point of view, you know what I mean? That's 3 top players now playing in the league. Jude, him, and Bellingham. Do you know what I'm saying? Rashford would have looked at them man out there and said, listen, I can go there. So listen, I wish Marcus Rashford all the best, and I think he's going to be a success there. And if he's not a success there, it will be down to him. It won't be because he's not good enough to play at that level. It won't be that. It won't be that. I'm convinced. I've seen Marcus Rashford play at Man United for the last pretty much, 10 years. Yeah. And, I've seen most of those games live in person, 90 minutes every game. I know Marcus Rashford as a player. We all do as United fans. But it's never down to he ain't got ability. It's this, man. It's all about this and locking in. If Marcus Rashford goes there with the belief that this is a clean slate, that he belongs at that level, and that he understands that he can't have any more mishaps and he just needs to lock the F in, I think it's going to be scary hours, personally. You guys could differ. There are flaws in Marcus Rashford's game, 100%. The whole running down blind alleys, not choosing the right option, etc., etc. Does he work hard enough? There are flaws. There's still things he can improve on. But when he's on it, he does have natural ability and a lot of natural athleticism as well. That in that team, like I keep saying, with Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, who's arguably the best midfielder in the world, Gavi, scary, Rafinha, scary, man. And it will be a pleasure for them to have him. They're excited to have him. So that just shows you all about it. So there you go. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.